Welcome in. If you've been here before, welcome back uh, to the Dependent Fanatic channel. I am a Dependent Fanatic. We're talking Big Ten football predictions, and we already did the SEC, the Pac-12, Big 12, and ACC. So this will complete the prediction series. In 2 weeks, I will have my final four, who I think will get to the final four, and who I think will be in the New Year's Six bowl games. So stay tuned for that. And I think 11 of 14 Big Ten teams will go bowling this year. As always, with the rest of the videos, I'll give you the team, the coach, the recruiting class rank, the strength of schedule that I created, and you can go watch that for every conference, and the hardest in the nation and easiest in the group, the Power Five. Predicted record, of course, and I'll give you who I think each team will lose to. Here we go. We're starting with Northwestern. I think they will go 4-8, 1-8 in conference. Pat Fitzgerald is a great coach, but I just don't know about their talent. I don't think they're gonna improve much from last season with the schedule they have here. They play Nebraska, I think in Ireland, Dublin, Ireland, at Penn State, Wisconsin, at Maryland, at Iowa, Ohio State at home, at Minnesota, and at Purdue. I think will be their 8 losses. Iowa, big step back from the Big Ten championship game, I think. Not that they're any worse. They're probably about the same. I just think the Big Ten as a whole is getting a lot better. And offensively, what is Iowa going to improve at all? I think they lose to Michigan at home, at Illinois, at Ohio State, at Purdue, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. Brett Bielema in his second year with Illinois, I think goes to a bowl this year. 6-6, 3-6, at Wisconsin, at Nebraska, Michigan State, Purdue at home, at Michigan, and at Northwestern will be their losses. Okay. Minnesota with PJ Fleck, I think will go 7-5, 4-5 in conference. They will lose to Michigan State on the road, Illinois on the road, at Penn State, at Nebraska, and at Wisconsin. All of them road games. Tanner Morgan is back, and maybe he can win one of these games. But I just don't see it. You know, you need the team to go with the quarterback, and that'll be a theme here. Nebraska, I think we'll go 8-4, 5-4 at Purdue, Minnesota, at Michigan, and at Iowa. Purdue, I think we'll go 8-4, 5-4. They beat Penn State, at Minnesota, at Maryland, and at Wisconsin. And I think Wisconsin wins the division at 9-3 because they lose to 2 East teams. The East is just totally dominant, if you haven't noticed. At Ohio State, at Michigan State, and at Nebraska within their own division is who they will lose to. Let's move to the East. Indiana, I think it's just a tough division. 3-9, 1-8. They'll lose to Illinois, at Cincinnati, at Nebraska, Michigan at home, at Rutgers, Penn State at home, at Ohio State, at Michigan State, and Purdue. All great teams. See, the Big Ten is just getting better. Rutgers, Greg Schiano in his second or third year, I think. 3-9, 1-8. I think they lose at Boston College. If that game was at home, I'd give Rutgers a shot there. At Iowa at home, at Ohio State, Nebraska at home, at Minnesota, Michigan at Michigan State, Penn State at home, and Maryland at home. I think beats them out right here, because I think they're a much better team. 7-5, 4-5. Under Mike Loxley, they have Talia Tungavailoa. That offense is going to be pretty good. It's the question of the offensive line and the defense as a whole for Maryland. But I think they're good enough and they have a good draw. But I think they lose at Michigan, at Indiana, at Wisconsin, at Penn State, and Ohio State at home. Michigan State, I think 8-4, 5-4. They lost all those transfers they got last year that got them to a 10-2 regular season, and they won their bowl game 11-2 without Kenneth Walker. So, I think they're going to be pretty good. At Maryland, Ohio State, at Michigan, at Penn State, I think is who they will lose to. And Penn State goes 9-3, 7-2, I think. At Auburn, at Michigan, Ohio State at home is who they will lose to. At Auburn is a toss-up, but I think first game of the year down there in the SEC country, it's probably not going to bode well for them. And then the moment you all been waiting for, I'll just show you right now. I went back and forth. It was 50-50 toss-up for me, and I picked Ohio State one day, I picked Michigan the next day, I picked Ohio State one day, I picked Michigan the next day internally. And, it's tough, and I tried not to be a homer. I didn't want to be, but look at the schedule. The schedule is pitiful. If Michigan starts J.J. McCarthy, which they should and they will, they have to, they must, they will go 12-0, or they'll be 11-0 going into that game at Ohio State, and I think Ohio State will be too. With Ryan Day's offense, Stroud, they're going to be great. But if JJ starts, I think Michigan could have a top 5 offense in the nation as well. And then it comes down to, can Jim Knowles get that defense for Ohio State back on track? And can Michigan sustain what they were doing on defense? They gave up a lot of points, or a lot of yards through the air to Ohio State in the game last year. But I think, the secondary is going to be a whole lot better. The secondary will be the strength instead of the defensive line for Michigan. So it's going to be interesting. I have the right to, once I see a couple of games, change my mind here. But this is what I think the Big Ten predictions for me look like. Tell me what you think. Go ahead and cry about it down in the comments, or laugh about it, or just say, yeah, I think you're right. I'm welcome to it all. And remember, everybody, to have a great day, okay?